How's it going, guys? So today this is just going to kind of be my yearly wrap-up video. I didn't think I was going to be doing one, but I really enjoy watching the other guys do theirs, and I kind of just wanted to do my take on it. Talk about some of the knives that have come across the channel this year, and just a few of the things that are happening going into the new year. So we're going to kind of start with the real intent. I was going to do a blooper video before the end of the year, and this is just going to be kind of racked up into that so you guys can see some farm boy fails, as I would say. I did one a while back ago, but yeah, so this is going to be just kind of some bloopers and some outtakes that have happened over not quite the whole year of the channel. I didn't really start saving these clips until about July. I kind of created my own folder just because there's a lot of funny stuff that happens off camera, and there's more than what you guys see, but this is like the least cringeworthy stuff. Kind of just cut it down and let you guys take a look. So we'll go into that here briefly, but let's talk about what this video is going to cover, and then we'll get started. We're going to go over just kind of my favorite budget knives of the year, best versus favorite. The best knife isn't necessarily your favorite knife, and we'll kind of talk about that. I kind of rounded up like a top 5 best EDC knife of the year, and then just the best overall knife that I've come across this year, just in terms of all the pieces and all the components. I'm going to talk about a knife that I was too hard on, I think, that I probably should just give an honorable mention as, actually this is probably a better knife than what I made it out to be. I'm going to talk about a knife that I was too easy on, maybe that I should have kind of gone into a little bit more. This is a little bit earlier in the year, but kind of seeing some of the things on it, I probably could have been a little bit harder on it. My favorite fixed blade, I don't know, I don't do too many of those. Then we're going to go into some announcements and giveaway stuff. So yeah, let's get started. Segment number 1. Boop, 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 boop. I can't talk today. Alright, so overall, I'm really... Alright, so that kind of lets you guys see some of the stuff that gets cut on the editing floor, so to speak, when we're editing the videos. But what would be going into a year wrap-up video without one more little fail, and that was what this little image is right here. I shot this second part, 20 minutes of footage, gone, corrupted, something happened, yeah. So take 2 we're on right now. Next segment is going to be just a list of top 5 budget knives that I've come across this year. Not necessarily knives that have come out this year. I try to get those knives if possible. Some of the other channels really have their finger on the pulse of things coming out, and they get them as they're coming in and out. Try to do that with some of them, like, I've got like the Sabibis and all that, but these are just top 5 knives that I've come across this year that really just hit home in that budget range as a really good option. No particular order. I haven't reviewed all these knives, which is a little bit of a disservice to you guys, so I'll try to get to that in the next, coming up months. But let's get started. Number 1. So now this one shouldn't be any surprise or shock to anybody. This is going to be the Rat series from Ontario Knife Company, the D2 versions in particular. D2 is probably my favorite budget steel, right up there with like 14C28N, but D2 edges it out just a little bit. The Rat series, because you get the Rat 1, Rat 2, a couple good different size options, lots of different layouts, and just a great knife overall. A staple in the community for a very good reason. Just a solid knife, and this is actually the Rat 1. I had the Rat 2, and that's kind of come and gone in my collection, but this will be one of the few knives where I actually prefer the bigger version. I really like the Rat 1. Feels like a great worker in my hand. So just overall, great value. Always can recommend this knife to anybody, whether they've been in the hobby for a while or they're just getting into it. Number 2. Now this is a knife that I haven't reviewed, and like I said, it's kind of a disservice to the knife and to you guys, and that is going to be the CH3504. The Gonzo FH11's been getting a lot of love for being one of the best knives of the year for budget, because it comes with D2 steel, G10, great fit and finish ball bearings. Well, this one's kind of like the OG of that, and I really wish I would have reviewed this before that one came out, because this has D2 steel. I love them knives, and those guys have tested CH's steel, and it always comes up positive. Great G10 handles. I did the blue on these ones. Fantastic action, guys. Let me just, great deployment, and coming in, backing on the blade. It's just, this is a great knife, and it's a little bit bigger, which is kind of outside of my thing. It's kind of funny that I started with 2 big knives. We'll get in some smaller ones, but this is such a joy to have this knife and just have a great work knife that is just fun to play with as well. Really good fit and finish, really good quality on this knife. Very happy. This was a gift from viewer Steve Clever, and very happy to have this knife. Number 3. Now this is one I was kind of late to the party on, and there was a lot of info out there, so I thought, you know, I didn't really need it, but I saw one come up on the second market and I got it, and I'm really glad I did. The CRKT Pilar. This is the 12C27 version. I really like it. For someone who likes small knives like I do, I prefer them. It's super ergonomic. You guys know all the details. This has been reviewed extensively, and it makes its way into my rotation quite a bit as I'm going through knives, and just a great solid package. I like a lot about this knife. So Pilar is going to come in there. This is the upgraded version. This one's a little more expensive, but even just the base model, if you can get it, you could always recommend this to someone who's been doing it for a while or new in the hobby. Number 4. So this knife here is going to be the Civivi Backlash. As you can see, it's got great action. The blade is really good. And actually, I don't have it. It was a loaner from Bubba Peppers. When I did my Aquila review, I wanted to have a Backlash as a comparison, because I wanted to see how the 40 compared to the $60 Civivis. And it wasn't clear in my video, the Backlash was the winner of the two if I had to pick. Pretty good steel, great fit and finish, great action. Just overall a nice budget knife that Civivi came out with. They came out swinging. That was my favorite one that they've had. They now have the Shard, which isn't really my cup of tea actually, so I might just be passing on that one, but I really got my eyes on them for the one that really hits home on what Jack likes. So I'll be paying attention to Civivi for you guys and just for myself. So we'll just kind of put our Backlash right here. And the last one on the list, you know, this one I've seen a lot of love for this knife, but I don't know if I've seen it in a top 5 budget knife video, and I really think it deserves it. Now I'm going to throw it in there because it's such a great knife. The Honey Badger. This is the small version. Now I actually shot a review for this, an intro and all that, but it was really similar to someone else's video that did one, not on this knife, but on a knife. Very similar, too much so that I didn't feel comfortable releasing it. I did the video and then I screened it to a few folks, and someone was like, hey, by the way, that looks exactly like so-and-so's video, and then I watched it and I was like, well, son of a badger. And yeah, so I'll rework that, but this is a great knife, guys. I know you're getting the 8CR, but this action is unrivaled in a lot of the knives that I've had in this price range. It's got jimping for days, and I know that, but overall, this is such a fun little knife. It makes its way into my rotation probably more than most of my other budget knives. And I think, you know, for the price of what it is and what you're getting, you don't worry about it as much as you would with some of your other ones. Just awesome knife, little knife. So if I had to go and say the best budget knife that you could get for a knife person or just somebody new going into the hobby, it's going to be the Rat 1 or 2 and D2. No big surprise there. If I had to say what my favorite was out of these lineups that I'm just continuously playing with and I'm just loving all the time, I think I'm the only one to say it. I might be wrong, but it's got to be the Honey Badger. This little guy is just a fun fun little knife, and I haven't found anything that's quite as fun in this little price range. So yep, there you go, guys. Not much of a steel snob, as you can see. And if it was over the $30 price, I would not be so high on it. And it's pushing it on the price. I wish they would lower it about $4, $5, $6. But just the most fun, my favorite to play with is this one. But the best one is that one. I hope that makes sense. So next segment is going to be best EDC knife that I've come across this year on the channel. I'll roll in a little bit of footage of what it is. May be a surprise to you guys, but probably not. That's going to be this guy, the Para 3. Such a great knife. When I got it in hand, there was an instant connection. Para 2, as you guys saw a video or two ago, was not one that really connected with me on screen or off screen. It's a great knife, but the Para 3 is something special. I don't know why, but I just enjoyed it. Just the overall patch of that knife. That's been my favorite EDC knife that I've come across this year. Next up is going to be Jack's Knife of the Year on the channel. Like I said, these aren't knives that have come out or whatever, but the best knife that I've come across that I just enjoyed the most was something special. That's going to be the Spyderco Capara. This thing is just phenomenal, guys. Just the overall package. It has a really custom knife feel to it, which, you know, it was a collaboration with Alistair Phillips, a custom knife maker. But in hand, fit and finish, looks, design, function of what it was made for. This thing was tops, and I'm really glad I got to have one. By far my favorite knife that I've handled this year. Spyderco Capara is a real win, and even at the price point of I think it was $188, if I had $188 of expendable cash just sitting around, I would not regret that purchase whatsoever. All right. We're going to hit two more little categories real quick, and then we're going to get into some giveaway information. The knife that I feel like I was a little too hard on this year after playing with it a little bit more and having it after the video, maybe it was a little quick to give it some so-so love, and that is going to be the Senran 9051. Now, that was a knife that I actually boxed up and donated to Jimmy Slash's Piff Miss, and the day or two before I was boxing up and sending it out, I was like, man, this thing's really grown on me, and it really did. It was not as, I feel like I gave it it was a little too hard on it. I didn't hate on the knife in the video, but I was critical of it in the action, and the action ended up breaking in really good. It was a good quality knife, so that's one knife that I feel like if I could go back and re-review, I might do that one. Now, what about the knife that I was too easy on? It was a little bit earlier in the year, but that would have been the ABKT Protector. Now, some feedback from some other people that have it, and they made some points, some things that I might have missed in the review. I wasn't maybe as thorough as I should have been. I'll own that. That's on me, guys. Now, everything I said was correct in my opinion, but I feel like there were some criticisms that I could have gave the knife to make it a more even-keeled review for you folks. So the ABKT Protector was one that I think I was a little too easy on, that if I could go back, I would probably re-review it and be a little more critical of it. So that's my one knife that I would maybe go back and hit on. Favorite fixed blade of the year really quickly would be the Bark River Aurora. I think I've only did 5 or so this year. I'm actually got 2 coming up in the pipeline, which is really interesting. But yeah, Bark River Aurora, I didn't even do a lot of talking in that video, if any, I don't think, and because the knife spoke for itself. So great fixed blade. We'll do giveaway stuff real quick. Giveaway. So what you're looking at is a Mora, I think this is the 565, it's the basic, just their little entry-level Mora knife. It's a great little knife. It's slicey as hell, a great fit and finish. Just, I love Moras. Everybody loves Moras. I don't know if I've ever heard of a person hating on a Mora. So great knife. And then this is the full mauve light. This is the one you guys saw me beat the hell out of, and it stood up, and here it is, still working all this time later, and I've been using it as an EDC light. But it will be getting passed along to one of you guys. I might actually just go ahead and buy me another one. And if I do that, actually, if I buy another one, we'll see. If I buy another one, I'll just send you the new one. I'll keep this one. But for all intents and purposes right now, this is the one that will be going out. With that, we'll try to package this all back up. So this is the giveaway. What you're going to do to be entered into this is I did it on my This or That series, which hopefully in the next couple months we'll be getting another one going. But just I'm going to give you 2 channels. Go check them out. Pick one of them. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, just go subscribe to one of them. If that's not your cup of tea, I get it. But my giveaway, and that's kind of what I'm gonna do the rules on. So number one is gonna be a guy that is pretty entertaining. He's an easy listen, but he's got some great stuff, man. He comes across some like Dr. Funky level stuff, man. Just nice, good blades, and he does pretty thorough reviews. Metal Effort, I believe he's like 170 subs. He probably doesn't even know that I really watch him. He might a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shout out. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sub to him or another channel I'm about to mention. Go sub to them, let them know Jack sent you on their latest video, and then come back here and tell me who you sub to. Next one is going to be Outpost 76. Gerald over at the Sharp Spot. He just decided to start a YouTube channel to showcase some of his testing that he does. And yeah, he does a really good job. Really knowledgeable, really thorough guy, does testing, and he's got a nice range of knives that he comes across. So those are two guys that I feel like you guys would enjoy to check out, and maybe some of their content. We'll be doing a drawing sometime after the new year on this, and we'll be sending this out. So there we go, giveaway info out of the way. Boom, nailed it. Next up is just a couple of quick little announcements. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna probably maybe start working on some like stickers and some patches for you guys. Let me know if that's something you guys are always interested in. I always like getting the swag from the other channels, so that's always really cool. I got the logo kind of nailed down now that I'm happy with, so we'll get that going. I do have I think it's a partnership style thing going on, and that's with Veltec Tactical. It's a new company. They open their doors. It's an online retailer. They open their doors January 7th, I want to say, based in the U.S. They're going to be giving me some gear to check out for you guys, and there might be some giveaways involved with that. But what's really cool is their referral program. Pretty much, I'll have a link below. If you sign up with that link, you get $10 off to their website right off the bat. And then I get $3 into my account that I get credited for. This is not an affiliate program. You guys are all able to do this too. So when you sign up with my link and you get your $10 off, you're going to get your own link. So you can send that to your Instagram friends, your Facebook friends, or just even via email. And if anybody signs up with your link, you guys get $3. So say you sign up with mine, you get $10 off, and you have just one person sign up for yours, and you get $13 off. And then another person, $16, so on and so forth. So I'm going to leave you guys my link below. All the money will go towards stuff for the channel, obviously, you know, knives and all that stuff. But yeah, let's try to do that. That's a pretty cool little program they got going on, and I don't know if it's going to be just up until they open or what, but links will be on below. Check that out and sign up. But there it is, guys. That's my yearly wrap up. Some bloopers, some giveaways, some just top knives and all that. But you know, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah. I'm not smart enough to know all the things, so I hope you guys have a happy you doing you. How's that? And a Happy New Year. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you really soon. Actually, probably next year. Have a good one, guys.